Today we're really getting into the surprising story behind a true Hollywood legend.
That's right.
We're talking about Béla Lugosi.
Yeah.
His Dracula in the 31 film. I mean, it basically burned him into movie history forever.
Absolutely iconic. And while our mission here is to sort of peel back those layers, because it's a life that, had this immense fame, but it ended in, well, tragedy and, frankly, obscurity for someone of his stature.
Yeah.
We want to explore how that one role, Dracula, became his greatest win, but maybe his biggest weight, too. The sources we've looked at show this really stark contrast, between the public face and the private struggles.
So let's start at the beginning. His background. It wasn't Hollywood at all, was it?
Not even close.
He was a Hungarian immigrant, came over to the U.S. before the Depression, actually escaping persecution.
Served in World War I, too.
Right. And then worked in theater before movies. And pretty soon, he's this huge horror icon up there with, Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney.
Yeah, those guys. And Dracula in 31, the success was immediate, just overwhelming. Made him famous practically overnight.
But that's where it gets interesting, isn't it?
It really does, because despite that massive fame, one source put it really well, Lugosi was never able to bear the baggage that came with playing Dracula.
The baggage.
Yeah. And his career, kind of incredibly, it started spiraling downwards after that huge hit. You look later, and he was sort of pushed to the edges of Hollywood.
Playing parodies of Dracula, right?
Yeah.
And doing B-movies.
Exactly. Reduced to that, really, working in sheet B-movies. And it feels like this wasn't just, a career slump. It probably made his personal problems even worse.
It's just, sobering to think about. This Hollywood icon, and then you hear about his final years financially.
It's quite shocking.
Like reportedly dying with less than $2,000 in the bank.
Yeah, and one source narrows it down even more, said he died with just $1,000, and that tiny amount was split between his fifth wife, Hope, and his son, Béla Jr.
Wow. Just $1,000. It really makes you question fame and money back then.
It does, and the way he died... It's quite poignant. His wife, Hope, she told the LA Times in '56, she said, "He didn't answer me when I spoke to him, so I went to him."
Oh, no.
Yeah. I could feel no pulse, but apparently he must have died a very short time before I arrived. She actually believed he'd stashed away like $3,000 somewhere.
Really? Hidden cash?
Yeah, but they never found it. And then a friend apparently commented that, Lugosi had probably just spent it all on alcohol.
Which brings us to another really tough part of his story. The addiction. It's kind of mind-blowing that he admitted himself he'd been addicted to narcotics for as long as 2 decades.
20 years. And it makes you think, how public figures deal with these huge personal battles. Just a year before he died, he actually went public, tried to commit himself to an asylum.
He did, publicly.
Yes. He pleaded with the court, asked to be put in restraint, said straight out, "I have been addicted to narcotics for 20 years. I need help."
That takes incredible courage, I suppose.
Or maybe desperation. He apparently shared all the sordid details of his decline in papers, on TV, and then, kind of surprisingly, became this public campaigner against drug use.
Really? After all that?
The Associated Press reported on his 3-month rehab stay, and when he got out, he declared he was cured forever.
Oh, that's heartbreaking knowing how things ended. But what's also fascinating is how different his attitude towards money used to be.
Right. There's this complete contrast.
Arthur Lennox's book, The Immoral Count, calls him a carefree sort of person. Like he told his fourth wife, Lillian, not to worry about money. Just spend it. Enjoy it. More would always show up somehow.
Amazing optimism.
Well, yeah. He even went bankrupt in 32, but apparently saw it as just a temporary problem.
Right.
And then, boom, 1935, he buys a brand new Buick.
Quite the turnaround, or at least the appearance of one. It's a huge shift from that carefree view to where he ended up. And that carefree attitude probably didn't help later on, especially when other things piled up, like his marriage to Lillian, 20 years, and then the divorce in 53. That apparently just devastated him.
20 years is a long time.
It is. And writer Robert Creamer said he was a very proud man. He took his marriage seriously. He took his responsibility for his family very seriously.
So he felt that provider role strongly.
Absolutely. He worked constantly on the road, endlessly, even when he was way past retirement age, dealing with sciatica, apparently. All for the family.
But the marriage still fell apart.
Yeah, the strain was huge. There was intense jealousy, apparently. That 30-year age gap between him and Lillian.
Okay.
It made him feel Inadequate as a husband, is how one source put it. He started accusing her of, looking around for younger men.
Which wasn't true.
Absolutely not the case, according to the source. So eventually Lillian left, partly to protect their son, Béla Jr., from all the tension, the arguments, his accusations.
That's rough. So what about the son, Béla Jr.?
Oh.
How did all this affect him and, the Lugosi legacy?
Well, interestingly, Béla Jr. seems to have listened to his dad's advice, actually.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
Stay away from acting. His dad thought actors were too dependent on producers and agents.
Huh. So what did he do?
Went to law school. Specialized in celebrity rights, ironically enough.
Wow. Full circle, kind of.
Yeah. And Béla Jr.'s thoughts on his dad's career are quite insightful. He felt his father could never able to escape from under the shadow of Dracula. The typecasting.
Right. The blessing and the curse again.
Exactly. But he also said his dad was proud to have made the character his own. And he thinks his father would be totally amazed by his popularity today, how fondly people remember him.
That's nice to hear.
But then his granddaughter offers maybe a slightly different angle. She suggested the typecasting might not have been as heavy a burden as it had made out to be.
Oh, how so?
She mentioned he had this trunk for the Dracula cape, and her grandmother always kept it in perfect condition, like they cared for the symbol of it.
So maybe not just a burden, more complex.
Perhaps. It adds another layer, doesn't it? Suggests a relationship with the role that wasn't just negative.
What an incredible life story, though. I mean, from immigrant roots, escaping hardship, becoming this massive Hollywood icon.
Yeah, monumental rise.
Only to face these really deep, very human struggles. Money, addiction, family breakdown. It really shows how one defining role can make you immortal, but also trap you in a way.
It absolutely does. And it really makes you think, doesn't it? How much of who an artist is gets shaped by their most famous creation. And what are those hidden costs? The price of that kind of enduring fame, especially when you're battling personal demons, and the industry itself is so, so fickle.
It's true. We love the success stories.
We do. But maybe we need to think more about these complex stories, too. The tragic ones, even. The people who fell from grace but still left this huge mark on our culture. What can we actually learn from them? Something for you, the listener, to maybe mull over after this deep dive.